Good evening, everybody. My name is John Trautwein, and I have the absolute pleasure to announce the winner of the Ron and Linda Wellman Life Teammate Award. You all know Ron and Linda Wellman. For 27 years, they were Wake Forest's cutest couple. Ron was also my baseball coach at Northwestern University, where I graduated from, I realize today, 38 years ago, which is actually a quite depressing statistic, back in 1984. After Northwestern, I had the honor of spending 7 years playing professional baseball with the Expos, again, shows how old I am, they don't exist anymore, and the Red Sox. If you Google me, you'll be very disappointed I wasn't very good. But I had a lot of teammates. And what I didn't realize back then through my high school and college and professional days is just how important those teammates were in my life. I live in Atlanta with my wife and 4 kids, and in 2010, our oldest son, Will, a freshman in high school, took his life. He was big and strong and healthy. He was a great student. He was a great athlete. He was a musician. He was popular. He was the leader of his friends. And he suffered from an illness that I, his father, didn't know existed. He suffered from an illness that I, his father, didn't know affected 1 in 6 of teenagers and young adults back in 2010. That illness called depression affects 1 in 5 of you today. Notice that I said that illness. I didn't say character flaw. I didn't say choice. I said mental illness, depression. 1 in 5 of the people in your lives suffer from it. But back in 2010, I didn't know that, and I was unaware of that. And when I lost Will, I did not think I was going to make it. But immediately after my son's death, I started to get phone calls. The doorbell started ringing, and the people that were coming to my rescue were my teammates from high school, from college, from pro ball. The greatest friends I ever had, those friends that I went through the trenches with. Those friends that I had to deal with the psycho coaches with, and the terrible umpires and the crazy schedule with. Those friends that I learned about life with. The greatest friends I have today, my life teammates, came from all over the country to Atlanta to be there for me and with me and literally carry me through life's most tragic time. My life teammates. Will was a great teammate. He had this characteristic where he truly rejoiced in the success of his friends. Something that we're seeing so vividly here tonight. Back in 2010, I didn't know what I was going to do, and how do I get these young adults, these kids, to recognize the love and the hope and the true understanding that they have in each other. Will didn't tell anybody he was struggling. He didn't talk about it, because mental illness has a stigma. People don't want to talk about it. How could I get kids like Will, who on the outside seem so strong and so healthy, how could I get them to talk about it? And as I saw my friends from all over the country come to that funeral where I was giving the eulogy, I knew what I was going to do. They were my life friends. The greatest friends I ever met are the friends that I met when I was your age, my life teammates. My Northwestern baseball friends who sat beside me in the dugout when we played for Ron. We created this culture of being there for each other. And I just never realized how important that was and how rare that was until my son died, and they were there for me. And so I'm going to create a foundation that gets kids and young adults like yourselves to recognize that true understanding is sitting right next to you in the dugout and on the sidelines and on the bench and in the classroom and in the youth group and in the cheer and the scouting, whatever it is that you might be doing. It's right there next to you. Rejoice in that. We're seeing it so strongly tonight. Let's see it tomorrow. You all have the power to truly deliver hope to each other. Nobody understands you guys like your friends. You guys have it hard. You have it harder than I did when I was your age. You have it harder than your coaches did when they were your age. You don't hear that very often, but it is true. So rejoice in the fact that sitting next to you is someone who really does get you and will be there for you. 38 years later, they will still be there for you, and that's a wonderful thing. You guys have such an advantage as you move on into the world because you are and you understand what it is to be great teammates. And that's what this Life Teammate Award is all about. I came here and spoke to all the student athletes, I guess it was 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was before you guys were here. And as a result of that, we created this Life Teammate Award, where every year the student athletes here at Wake are going to think about what it means to be that teammate that does truly rejoice in the success of their teammates and their friends. And this year, you all voted on the Life Teammate Award named after my dear life teammates, Ron and Linda Wellman. And this year's winners, from the women's soccer team, Shayla Smart. And from the men's baseball team, Michael Turconi. While we're waiting for these guys to come down, I would like every one of you in the stands to turn to the person next to you and say, I love you, man. Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. If you're tossing every time and then you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh.
Yeah, this is truly a great honor to be considered for this award. I want to thank all my teammates, my coaches. I love you guys and wouldn't have this award without you guys. Thank you.
Hi, this is so unexpected and I didn't have a speech prepared, but I just wanted to thank all of my teammates. Obviously, I wouldn't be here without you, and all of my coaches for your constant support. Thank you so much.